You know what? We can kind of see their point. Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 video game villains who had justifiable motives.
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we'll be looking at the video game villains who convincingly blurred the line between good and evil due to just how sympathetic their endgame was. Whether they were right or wrong, at the very least, we could understand their perspective. Get ready for plenty of conflicting spoilers down the line. I'm Todd Haberkorn, a voice that has played a villain in nearly every genre of the video game ecosystem. One day, I want to play the ultimate villain, LA Traffic Man. Seriously, it's that intense. I'm not kidding, people in the comment section.
Let's get ready to mojo!
You are a valuable asset to all of humanity. Be careful, Shepard.
Number 10, Lord Emon, Shadow of the Colossus. For the most part, this sagely figure remained ambiguous right up until the game's conclusion, wherein he ordered his followers to drive a sword right into Wanderer's corrupted body. As far as theories go, due to how desperately Emon tries to have Wander killed off, many believe it was he who had Mono murdered in an attempt to prevent her from awaking dormant. Though his actions are a tad on the bloody side, he carries them out to keep the equally ambiguous deity from being resurrected. You can't say that the world would be a better place with Dorman roaming around. Sometimes protecting the innocent from a giant horned shadow involves breaking a few eggs. Number 9, Alma, Fear Series. She's undoubtedly one of the freakiest villains in all of gaming, what with her creepy laugh, long black hair ominously covering her face, and the fact she's a little girl ghost thing. That's like Horror 101. Alma's psychic traits made her the focus of intense experiments at the hands of the Armacham Corporation, beginning when she was just 3 years old. From that point on, she was sedated, put into an induced coma, locked in a vault, and even impregnated with scientific prototypes in the hopes of creating a race of psychic humans. So, yeah, I'd say that qualifies as revenge DLC for her entire life. Number 8, Scorpion, Mortal Kombat series.
Shao Kahn's death did nothing to relieve Scorpion's pain.
This spear-throwing specter has remained a Mortal Kombat fan favorite for decades. Since his debut in the first game back in 1992, he's captivated players with his brutal fighting style, flaming skull face, and of course, his love of yellow. Okay, and his catchphrase,
Get over here! Oh, get over here! Come here!
What casual gamers may not know is that Scorpion has a rather tragic past. He initially joined the Shirai Ryu, a clan of ninjas, to provide for his family. After his loved ones were killed, Scorpion became an agent of vengeance, willing to do anything to resurrect his clan, even if it meant teaming up with Netherrealm tricksters like Quan Chi. Despite his demonic appearance, Scorpion is a pretty good dude. Sure, he'll pull your intestines out of your butthole with his bare hands, but I'd still go shopping with him at Whole Foods.
As the spirits of his kin immobilized Quan Chi, Scorpion slew him, finally avenging their deaths.
Number 7, Loghain Mac Tir, Dragon Age Origins.
It doesn't even offend me because it happens to be true.
Sometimes a sense of duty turns men into monsters. Throughout Origins, Loghain serves as the commander of the Ferelden army after having betrayed his king and the Grey Wardens, leaving them to be killed by the Darkspawn. He then declares himself king and puts false blame on the Wardens. While he may seem like a one-dimensional villain, it's clear that his intentions were just, in that he sees himself as a necessary evil to protect his country before lesser men lead it to ruin.
The currency of war is life. You pay it, and pray that the outcome is worthwhile.
Considering his homeland was invaded, his dog was killed, and he was forced to watch his mother be violated, you can see why he's tired of these motherfucking nations called Orlais.
If anyone should make this sacrifice, it ought to be me. Maker knows I have enough to atone for.
Number 6, Superman. Injustice, Gods Among Us.
I know. Go on. I'm fine.
The Man of Steel is supposed to be the pillar of peace and compassion. The guys over at NetherRealm Studios say otherwise. In an alternate dimension, Supes is a global dictator and leader of a tyrannical regime. Though he's undeniably in the wrong, it's easy to see how he slipped so far from the path of righteousness. He was tricked into murdering his wife and unborn child by the maniacal Joker, who also blew up Metropolis with a nuclear bomb.
I know it's soon, but think you'll ever love again? Maybe you won't kill your next family.
This little speed bump of circumstances proves to be too much for the big boy scout, leading him to kill the Joker and lose all sense of morality in the process. From there, he becomes pretty dead set on forcefully trying to make a world without violence and crime, even though he initiates violence and crime. Anyway, good intentions, terrible execution. Number 5, Illusive Man, Mass Effect series.
We're at war. No one wants to admit it, but humanity is under attack.
Say hello to the brains and driving force behind Cerberus, a paramilitary group with the belief that humanity deserves a higher standing in the wide-reaching galactic community. Fueled by what many in Citadel space would consider radical views, the Illusive Man will do anything to see humanity ascend the metaphorical food chain.
Don't be short-sighted. Our best chance against the Reapers is to turn their own resources against them.
With that being said, he's also one of the first to attempt to stop the Reapers from exterminating all life in the galaxy, and even gifts Shepard the necessary tools to combat the threat. Sure, he's manipulative, has little love for other races, and later becomes indoctrinated, but you'd still side with him in the fight for survival over extinction. There, I said it.
We destroy them, or they destroy us.
And waste this opportunity? Never.
Number 4, King Logan, Fable 3.
I had good reason to break that promise, and I had good reason for the crimes you claim I committed.
A king must perform his duty and protect his people. Sometimes this means making terrible decisions, such as the case with this royal pain in the ass.
Its mountains will bend to my will, or they will fall.
On the surface, Logan is a terrible ruler, as his decisions have resulted in a tense and fractured country plagued with poverty and resistance groups. I love it. He's fantastic. He also orders lawful protesters murdered and forces the player to make a horrific choice between a group of citizens and their fiancé. Later in the game, however, we learn that Logan's tyrannical ways were motivated by a need to finance an army against a dangerous outside threat called the Crawler. Look, no one said being king was all preferred parking when you go to the movies and discounts on your pre-orders of video games.
But what matters now is that we defend our land.
Number 3, Marlene and the Fireflies, The Last of Us.
Sweet Jesus.
Doctor?
Is the life of a little girl worth more than humanity's potential salvation? These guys seem to think so. After trekking across the remains of a world gone to dog shit, Joel learns that Marlene and the Fireflies want to euthanize Ellie and harvest her brain, as they believe that it holds the secret to a potential cure. Joel swiftly puts a stop to that by murdering every Firefly he comes across.
Please. You just come after her.
So, so much for that. Of course, you have to wonder, did Marlene deserve death for her willingness to sacrifice Ellie? Is Joel justified in murdering all these people and potentially dooming the human race? There are no easy answers, only horror and facial hair.
Swear to me that everything that you've said about the Fireflies is true.
I swear.
Number 2, Illidan Stormrage, Warcraft series.
We are doomed. Unless we find another way to fight them. And I will find that way.
The Lord of Outland's past is full of atrocities that have earned him the detestation of his people. Nicknamed the Betrayer, Illidan will stop at nothing on his quest for power and control. However, his intentions have always been rooted in honorable ideals, as he strove to repel the invasion of the Burning Legion.
They will stop at nothing to destroy our world.
And we will sacrifice everything to save it.
He also reached his breaking point when his love, Tyrida, chose his brother over him. That's gonna smart for a few millennia. His ruthless disposition only grew worse when he was imprisoned for 10,000 years for creating another Well of Eternity. He's clearly a bad dude, but we could still see little sprinkles of goodness in there. Little birthday cupcake sprinkles, you know what I'm talking about. Yummy.
You are not prepared.
Number 1, Revolver Ocelot, Metal Gear series.
I hate to disappoint the Cobras, but you're mine now.
We're not really sure if Ocelot is good or not because, quite frankly, we've struggled to keep up with him throughout the series.
Get on! I'm on your side!
This gunslinger has seemingly changed alliances like everyone else changes their underpanties. He has been a primary antagonist, anti-villain, and conceivable hero across the various installments of the franchise. Turns out that all Ocelot has ever wanted was liberation from the all-controlling Patriots. His manner is egotistical, his methods show a disregard for human life, and he clearly loves torturing people. But at the end of the day, Ocelot was always being driven by a desire to free humankind. Talk about an extreme example of the end justifying the means.
You're pretty good.
You're pretty good. Pretty good.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.